Here comes the money. You're now listening to the Gambling with Gold podcast with Jason Gold. Presented by Champions Round.
Thursday night football, the grossest game on the board potentially this week. The Indianapolis Colts are heading to Denver to take on the Broncos. Current line at DraftKings Broncos minus 3.5, total set at 42. Any initial read on this game?
This might be the first time that I like the Broncos. I think that we have seen that, unfortunately, Matt Ryan is no longer Matty Ice. He is this geriatric form of Matt Ryan, and I think he's going to have a long night. I think where the Broncos have been kind of strong is they're pretty good against the pass. I think that they're not going to be able to get much done through the air, and then the problem there is they don't have Jonathan Taylor. It's going to be a long night for the Colts. So I'm on the Broncos. I think that they can cover this as well. The total is interesting because the Colts do like to do this thing where they play up or down to their competition. So I guess it kind of depends how the Broncos are playing.
I am very interested to see where this line in total goes with Jonathan Taylor out. Obviously no Javonte Williams. Russell Wilson has a shoulder thing that he's working through. Probably going to play, but may not be at 100%. I already bet the under this game, 44, because I didn't think that Jonathan Taylor was going to play in this game. Looks like I'm right about, well, definitely right about Jonathan Taylor, but right about the line movement here, set at 42. 42 is a pretty key number in the market. I still kind of like the under in this game. The only concern for me would be I did see some stuff, and it might have been the Raiders' defense, but I did see some positive things from Russ scrambling in the fourth quarter. Maybe they're going to utilize that more in Denver. Maybe this Denver offense gets going. And maybe they decide, you know what, Javonte's out. We're not going to depend on Melvin Gordon and his fumbling issues. We don't really trust Mike Boone to be the full-time back. Maybe they air it out. I'm not really sure. I kind of like Denver in this game. Home favorites on Thursday Night Football has historically been a very profitable angle. So I am looking to bet the Broncos. Minus 3.5 with such a low total. Kind of scary. I could see this being a field goal game. Maybe first half Denver. Maybe an angle that I look to attack. Are there any player props or any players that you think are going to have a massive game on Thursday night?
I'm really excited for it to be not Mike Boone week anymore because Twitter is driving me effing crazy. If I see his name one more time, and I guess a lot of that is from the fantasy football community, I still, I'm not out on Melvin Gordon entirely. I don't care. We've seen teams get over fumbling issues very quickly. We watched the Giants last year keep giving the ball to Evan Ingram. People don't care that much. Deion Jackson is a name I'll be looking at. Matt Ryan's passing. Yeah, I might be looking at his props and taking unders there. Maybe I'll be a little bit nicer to Russell Wilson. I might get Russell Wilson friendly because I think he'll be able to boil downfield. I don't want to say cook, but I think that he can get a little bit. I think he can get a little bit done here against the Colts, who are struggling. The Colts are really disappointing this year, so I think this is a nice place for Russell to reset and hopefully do something. Because I'm not saying that their performance has been fantastic, but maybe the Broncos can kind of pull it together, a little bit of a get-right game, get a little bit more into midseason form, and pull something together.
Let me say this about the Colts. So traditionally under Frank Reich, they have gotten hot later in the year. They've struggled early on in the year. Mm-hmm. I think this may be the last week where you can get the Colts where you're supposed to fade them. And then after this week, we're going to start buying into them because they're going to be so low. They could be 1-4 after this game. Their only win being the Chiefs that they got lucky on. Next week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe a really, really profitable spot to back the Colts. But I don't think it's happening on this Thursday night.